I've never seen done before. The European and the Pacific theaters simultaneously anchored or triangulated with a sense of what's going on at home and still be free of the hagiography that comes along with the hero worship of the generals and the politicians.
You mentioned the good war, the greatest generation. Now, these are phrases that we've had with us for a long time, and I have in the past wondered whether, whatever truth they have to them, whether they oversimplify what must be a very complicated event in history. Well, what did you come to think?
I think that particularly with the good war idea, I think we understand why. As the decades have receded, I think we've begun to understand that our reasons for involvement were unambiguous. There was not a big debate about whether we should be doing it or not, the way we are with so many wars that have followed the Second World War. But I think by allowing that to sink in, to sort of calcify, that we've forgotten how horrible this war was. It's the worst war ever. Now, the greatest generation, I think human nature is the same, and this is, of course, the same generation that brought out the worst. I mean, the people who perpetrated most of the atrocities of the Second World War are part of that same generation, too. We wanted to sort of see if we could break the logjam of these terms and just get at just experiences. All we really wanted to do was to bear witness to what our folks did. And these are people that we hope you get to know, like family members, somebody you might have had Thanksgiving with over the course of the production.
The criticism over the lack of Hispanic voices, we did a debate on this show a few months ago about it. You have called it, you've said it's a painful episode for you. Did you look at it as an attack on your artistic license or what you were trying to do? Will it change your thinking about how you work in the future?
It won't change how we do things in the future, and I'm very proud of the film that we made, and I was sorry that so many people made judgments about it without seeing. I think we honored all the veterans' experience. We knew we couldn't tell everything, and in fact, we went into these towns for 5 years and weren't seeking specific ethnic identity, but specific combat experience. But you know, the purpose of art is to kind of transcend these dialectics of politics that bump into each other. And we felt it was incumbent upon us to listen. I've been telling stories that haven't been told in American history all my professional life. And so we had the opportunity to rise above this situation, to go and film additional things, to add them at the end of a couple of the episodes, and I think begin to make some, not all, whole in this regard, and still not feel that we as artists had in some ways compromised our original vision. And we struggled very hard to find a ground in which we can do that. And I think the stories that we've done are as good as anything in the film. The veterans that you meet are so powerful that it sort of proves the point of the original film, is that we knew we couldn't tell everybody. We were gathering as many folks that came up to us, shared their stories, and those who had misunderstood our original intention now have an opportunity to be made whole, but I think it still proves the value of our original approach.
I have to ask you, speaking of storytelling, I mean, we live in an age notoriously short attention spans, and our kids, certainly my kids, they're multitaskers, right? They're doing a lot of things at once.
Yeah.
You're asking a lot of viewers.
Yeah, we are.
You continue to.
And I want to continue to. I think all real meaning in this world accrues in duration. The work you're proudest of, the work that I'm proudest of, the relationships we care most about have benefited from our sustained attention. And it is true with all of our technological options that we do think that our attention span has eroded to that of a gnat, that it's all just a couple minutes on YouTube and we think we know it. But let's also remember that kids, millions and millions of them, bought a book that's going to